How to replicate any YouTube channel with AI, copy my exact methods. Now guys, in this video, I'll be covering exactly how I go about replicating any YouTube automated niche and how to handle niche research and everything as a whole. Now guys, lock in for this absolute value bomb. I am so excited. And really quickly guys, if you want to go ahead and join my Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. Again, a super cool networking environment and it's entirely free to join. And of course, as per usual, this is not financial advice. It's simply me giving my own opinion on the current landscape of YouTube. Now, the first thing is, of course, finding your sub niche. Now, this is deciding what kind of genre of content you want to do. And that would, of course, be between ultra long form, which is videos over 2 hours long, or regular long form. And obviously, we do not talk about shorts. If you guys know me, you know I do not mess with them very, very much. So again, this video is going to be primarily dependent on these two forms. And once you kind of have an idea of the style of content you want to go with, whether that's ultra long form or regular long form, your next step would, of course, be finding the niche you actually want to get into. And I figured I'd include kind of niche research in this specific video to just help you guys out. So the way that I obviously do this is actually called the incognito method. And it is very, very, very simplistic. All you want to go ahead and do is start a brand new browser. And on this browser, you want to find a somewhat similar style of content or similar niche to the style that you want to do. So let's say, for example, you wanted to get into ultra long form, for example. You would want to find a channel kind of doing ultra long form in the same style that you want to do. So for example, I could look up law to fall asleep to. And of course, the majority of these videos are going to be ultra long form. So all I'm going to do to kind of handle niche research is essentially open up a few of these videos. And all you want to do is literally just skim through the videos very, 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 very quickly and just open up like 15 of these that are kind of in the same style as the niche you're trying to get into. And again, just literally scroll through. Make sure you are scrolling through a little bit. Otherwise, YouTube won't actually recognize this as a real view. But again, I'm doing this on a couple right now. And by the fifth one, you guys will see what I mean. So now that I've kind of trained my algorithm on the style of content that I kind of want to do, if I go ahead and head over to my home tab, you guys can see all of the videos now are 3.5 hours long. So we have Dawn of the Jedi, the complete timeline of Ancient Jedi Order, how powerful is Traz in the Infinite, 50 minutes long, 2 hour long Iceberg, 2 hour long video, an hour and 50 minutes. And again, this works for whatever specific niche you might be doing. So for example, if you were doing just regular long form and you wanted content like this, how every major what general died, watch this, watch like 4 others, refresh your feed, and you'll see a ton of those example videos. Now, let's say, for example, and for the sake of today's video, I wanted to go with this specific niche here, Order 77. I can obviously go ahead and close the incognito browser now, and we've essentially marked this step off. Now, the next part is, of course, copying the niche we're kind of replicating in a nutshell and in and of itself. Now, there are 2 ways to first start this. First thing is, of course, script writing, and that's going to be writing the scripts for these 3-hour long videos. As you guys can see, this specific channel usually does regular long form, but they recently did do an ultra long form. So you'd obviously have to decide whether you want to go with the ultra long form version or, of course, the regular long form version. Now, I'm going to go with ultra long form because that's obviously what we're best at. And now you're up to the first step, which is, of course, script writing. Now, really quickly, guys, if you want to check out my personal software, my one-on-one mentorship program, monetized.net, I literally work directly with you. And if you're not monetized by the end of the 90-day program on your ultra long form channel, you get a complete refund. And the best part is you get full access to produce.so, my one-on-one software that can literally create 4-hour-long ultra long form scripts, videos, subtitles, everything in minutes. Again, if you want to check that out, it's monetized.net. Go ahead and book a completely free call with myself, fill out the information, and I will make sure to see you guys there. Now, first things first, if you want to do script writing, you can, of course, use produce.so. It makes this process insanely easy. But if you want to go ahead and do this with 0 budget, I also want to accommodate to you guys and make it so it's feasible for anybody with any specific budget. So let's say I wanted to copy this 2-hour-long video here. All I'm going to do is grab the URL. I'm going to look up YouTube transcript downloader, and I'm simply going to insert that URL and grab that transcript. And now that I have their transcript, all you want to go ahead and do is make a brand new ChatGPT prompt and take a screenshot of the channel we're kind of replicating. Now, for the sake of this, because they only have one ultra long form video, we'll just take a screenshot of this one video. And we'll go ahead and obviously paste that in ChatGPT and copy this exact prompt. Now, all you guys want to do, and of course, depending on whatever specific niche you're doing, this prompt will slightly change, but for the most part, it will stay very, very similar. So all I'm going to say is I'm replicating this Star Wars ultra long form YouTube channel made for people to fall asleep to with Star Wars accurate lore. I want you to become an expert scriptwriter in this niche and copy their scriptwriting style, pacing, AVD optimization, etc. one for one. Then what you want to do is say, here's the reference script, and you of course want to go ahead and paste in their entire transcript. Now, this is why transcripts are so valuable. We can quite literally extract their exact script writing style one for one and literally just use it going forward. And then I said, now do it for the idea, 2 hours of Anakin Skywalker, Lord to fall asleep to. That's going to be our brand new idea. And then of course you want to say, make the script 2 to 3 hours long. Now this is very, very important. You want to make sure you're ticking deep research. If you don't turn on deep research, what's going to happen is the script is simply not going to be 3 hours long, probably going to be about 40 to 30 minutes. Now, again, if you can't afford the pro version of ChatGPT, there are a few other options. Like, for example, you can tell it to do it in parts and do like 10 different parts and just feed them the previous part each time. But again, it gets pretty tedious. So again, if you have zero budget at all, that's definitely an option, but I would just recommend getting the ChatGPT subscription. And again, I can go ahead and force this to start, and within 10 minutes, we'll have a perfectly optimized 2 to 3 hour script in this exact style. Now, script writing is essentially done. So the next part is, of course, thumbnail design and replicating these thumbnails one for one. So all I'm going to do, and this is very straightforward, vidiq.com/thumbnails. Now, again, this video is not sponsored at all. I do have an affiliate code with vidiq, but it is by far the best thumbnail designer. If you look up vidiq.com/Blake, you can get the $50 a month plan for $1 a month. I'm not joking, but go ahead and check it out. Let me show you how I actually do this. So all I'm going to do is click on reference, and I'm simply going to go ahead and upload that thumbnail that we just took. And all I'm going to say is copy this Star Wars what if style, but make it for the idea Anakin Skywalker lore to fall asleep to. No text, 1920 by 1080, CTR optimized, and have Anakin Skywalker standing there menacingly with a red lightsaber. Literally going to go ahead and type that in a couple times just so we get a few different thumbnail options. And in a few minutes, we'll have a perfect thumbnail right here. And as you guys can see, look how insane these thumbnails are. So we literally have Anakin Skywalker, again, sitting there menacingly with a red lightsaber enabled, and you can make so many changes to this. For example, if you wanted to have lore to fall asleep to on top of the screen, you could do that. If you wanted to change the kind of positioning, that's completely fine as well. Again, you can quite literally face swap with specific people. So if you wanted to just get photos of the actual character, you can make it canonically accurate, which is super, super important for CTR. You can, of course, go ahead and literally just add text directly yourself through vidIQ, which again is just absolutely insane that we can even do this. Like, I can make it say what if, go ahead and drag it around, change the positioning, change the style, and literally export it. Now guys, that is essentially thumbnail design done. It can do any specific niche. It isn't limited to Star Wars, whatever it might be, you can do it directly in vidIQ. Now the next thing is generating the video itself, and this is where it gets somewhat tedious. Now again, if you guys decide to work with me one-on-one in my ultra long form mentorship program, you get access to produce.so, which is my one-on-one software to actually generate ultra long form videos. You literally go to the video studio, click on generate video, choose your image niche or your video niche. For example, we'd be doing Star Wars, so I'll go ahead and find that right now. Click on Star Wars, go ahead and press continue. You choose however long you want each image to be on the screen for. Select your target duration. So I'm going to say, let's say 3 hours. Obviously, go ahead and upload your TTS file, which is of course your text to speech file. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, and I'll cut back to when it's done, just so I can show you guys. And actually, while we wait for this to upload, there are obviously ways to do this with zero budget, and I want that to be completely apparent. I just want to share with you guys kind of the option if you don't have the budget. You know, if you don't have the budget, literally just look up Star Wars screen caps, and you'll obviously be able to find tons of images from that specific niche. Or you can, of course, literally just pay an editor $20 a video, but just grab a ton of images, place them into the video, add auto subtitles in CapCut, add your TTS file, add your music, and just press export. The reason why we kind of built this software is so you don't actually have to sit there and wait 5 hours to actually export an ultra long form video. Now, our audio file is completely done. As you can see, we can actually select however loud we want the TTS audio to be. Of course, choose background music, choose some ambient sounds, click on continue. Now we can choose our subtitles that are done completely for us inside of Produce. Click on continue, go ahead and press confirm and start generating. And within 30 minutes, your 4-hour long video will be completely done. Again, guys, I want to make this apparent. You don't need to use this. This is only for those that can afford it and want the option. Again, if you want full access to this, check out monetize.net. And if you want to just purchase it, you can go ahead and check out produce.so. Now, the next part, and this is where I honestly see a ton of people stumbling, and that's voice acting. As you guys know, and if you're doing regular long form, it's completely fine to use 11 Labs, and this is what's kind of become available to us recently. And 11 Labs is obviously by far the best voice acting software. I'm not going to doubt that, but it is very expensive if you're going to be going with ultra long form content. That's just the blunt truth of it. But there are actually websites that allow you to use 11 Lab voices. I don't know how they do it, but it is insanely cheap. Now, there's a couple of these. First one is AI33.pro. Again, none of these are sponsored. So AI33, you can quite literally choose any voice from 11 Labs. Just grab the voice ID and paste it in. You can obviously use 11 Labs multilingual, and it's like $5 rather than $1,000. Or you can use Algro.online. This is also a really, really good option. Or of course, the final option is GenAIPro.vn. These are all the three that I actually personally use and I can genuinely vouch for. And of course, that's basically done. You have your script, your niche, your voice acting, your thumbnail design, and of course, your video editing itself. Now, if you guys don't kind of have the budget to kind of purchase a software to do video editing, you can also just pay an editor. Now, the best way to kind of find talent is discord.gg/creative paradise. This is what I personally use. If you don't want to go with that, you can just go with a website like Upwork. But you want to make sure you're working with people that have generated a lot of revenue on the platform. And as you can see, our script is about halfway through now, and it's only been a couple minutes. But as you can see, it's literally researched 226 sources, and it's analyzing the reference script's pacing, tone, and sleep-friendly narration style. Now again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. And if you want to go ahead and book a completely free call with me to see if you're a good fit for my program, go ahead and check out monetize.net/start. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.